live. Have it all settled here in a second, and then we'll go through. And I love these little thumbnails that I got finally to create. It's so cool.
They look great.
I love it. And so look at this new one I just made. It's a Asia session TradeVision training. It's so cool. Yeah, I just I want to mix it up a bit because I was doing a lot of the same ones, um, which is not ideal when it looks because the way it looks on the site is also really cool. I don't know if you guys tried it out on the mobile, but man, I absolutely love it. I'm really happy that we switched to this way. Not only is it 1,000 times easier for me, but uh, let me push it and I'll show you, and then we'll jump onto this. I just been when I started, I just do the sync button, and that way it does it right away. So you can see here how it's already there. But look how much like cleaner that looks, with the title and all that. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put in things that like keywords. So like if you were like, man, remember that one day that we traded the interest rate? You can put in, interest, and it's going to show you all the ones that we did, you know, based on the title search too. So it's pretty freaking cool. But when you play it on the phone, it comes through so clean. So clean. I was very happy with it. Okay. We're almost there. Almost there. Almost there. So for those who just joined in, I'm gonna catch you up also a little bit on what we discussed. So we kind of moved really fast because I didn't really load the room until like pretty much at 6. Uh, and so let's just do a quick little recap on loading this. So right now it's trying to attempt to hold this. We are getting a little bit of a hammer, but we are below Lisma, so any kind of push here could sweep us. But my why, I guess, factor is if we're below Lisma, I know we have these prior highs where we're kind of trying to sweep up, but really when it gets below Lisma within that fashion, it shouldn't be hammering north like that. Now I've been playing with fib a lot on the retracement, as you guys know, and we're literally trying to bounce again right on that 786 where we did earlier. And so if this can hold and get a good clean close above that 50% kind of peak, which is pretty much right there. So if we can push through this and then hold that, then in the next green candle close would blow through. To catch you guys up on where we are now, I'm not really interested in deeply shorting this market because I think that we are way overextended compared to what the news that actually came out. Can we drop? Yes, because they're going to try to trap. They're going to stop hunt. There's going to be violent sweeps at times, probably. Doesn't have to, but definitely can. Let me extend this out. Where did I put that one? Must have been on that top. Huh. Trying to figure out where I put that off of. Because it should be a little bit lower, but then that doesn't line up as well. But let's put that a little lower. Because I'm pretty sure we're measuring that whole pivot. Yeah. So this one needs to go a little bit lower. Right there. Yeah. So I've just been playing with the fibs, doing the retracement. But like I said, we're pushing pretty much north. So right when I loaded the room, where I had jumped in is because right as I sat down and I looked, market opened and it swept here, and then it reclaimed quickly and got a close above the reclaim. And so I was like, I'm gonna jump in quickly because I'm expecting a possible triple bottom. And so it played out pretty well on that. And so let me fire up TikTok here, and then I'll show you on the trailing part. While they all pile in. Okay. So when I trade Asia at times, I'm okay with trailing things deeper. And so, for example, I'll show you here. So just to kind of draw what it did, it was something like this. Not perfect, but whatever. So we absorbed. So once it cleared that absorption candle with a close above it, that is what I taught a while back as your entry, right off a triple bottom, right off of a low. When what's critical about where we bounce is, let me mute those, is this was the blow off top area right there that we had called way back when. So it's really cool because we kind of talked about calling a potential top eventually once we learn this new method. And notice that top that we rejected from was an exact measurement from there. So that's why I was able to kind of.
Oh, smokes.
What?
That's wild.
What?
At 50%
Oh
on the
yeah.
higher
Oh, you
time.
weren't on when I showed
On
that
the
a bit
higher,
bit back.
I missed that.
Yeah, I showed that a bit back. And so when we were playing with the measured moves, I was like, hold the phone, right? I'm like, this looks like part of that measured move, that we've been kind of playing with, right? And it's literally to a T. So keep in mind, in theory, everything that you do on the low time frame also couples with high time frame. So if we were to trade this on a 15 seconds, no different. It would be a breakthrough, hit, extension, retracement to prior high, hold the 50, and then bounce back to test, at least a first level 50. And so when I mean like first level 50 is look how close we got to that top. Like literally within $30 so of it. Now, can we still hit it? Yes. And so you got to be careful being too aggressive on longs because we could just be in a little dead cat bounce of sort. But if you take, this is where I took the high of this part because this one, if you go more 1 hour, you can see this was our indecision. We swept. Now we're internal. So here's the thing. From now until pretty much it decides to break one of these, we're internally. So I would treat that no different than I would on a 15 second, where now I have a low and a high marked. If we break this high, it's going to get deep expansion, which would make sense. That would be around your target. If we break this low, it's going to get deep expansion. Now, my only thing is if we break that low, man, because you guys remember I called this a bit ago in this overall structure like that. When I was talking about this blowing off top back before I did, um, the way this structure works is if it comes down and retests this high, which it always does, and we can reclaim the 50 of the deeper drop that pulled it to the high, which would be pretty much from here to there. So you're looking at that 50 is probably somewhere in here, like 28.3, something like that. Anything pushing up into it, which would also notice how it's like kind of the bottom of these levels here. Anything pushing up into it is just a normal, drop, retracement, drop. So it's not out of the woods yet. But if we can reclaim that, then it ends up being a structural validation through 50% reclaim, retest of the high, and it will shoot up a lot. If this ends up losing, let's say it goes up, hits the 50 poles, and it comes back, if we break this and start to reject, like, man, how far down that can go is just insane. Insane. And so that's kind of why I was like, I hope this thing lands low because then we can take advantage of it. So now on the trailing thing, so I'll just kind of give you an example, right? Like here. And so Asia tends to like to push pretty hard. So I'm just going to find an example. It's all hypothetical, but just to give you the example. So when I like to, let's say I like something, right? We got to push, pull, push, and let's say I wanted to take an entry there. Um, I'm not gonna try to trail it too soon on Asia because Asia likes to trend really hard. And so I'll do low enough volume that I can come back and retest this if needed and play defensively. But if I do get my expansion, then I'll begin to trail. So what I mean by that is I just play oscillatory moves. You got prior high, prior low. So as this pushes up here through here, you have a prior high with expansion. So I will take my entry or stop or whatever, and I'll put it something like that instead of just break even. I'm not doing a break even play like most people teach. I do, a structural trail. And so as this pushes here, and we got a good hold with deep expansion, now you're getting pretty far away, right? So I might want to come and pull this up close, or I might want to, if I'm low enough volume, I'm going to take that pivot when I first get the red and then see where that is. If I know that there's a good chance we can retrace to there, and I'm in a session that likes to heavily trend, I might not want to trail that too tight. And so when it starts to pull and push through and then hold this with a push, now you got quite a bit of profit. And so you want to pull it up to protect it from that low. Then as this starts to do its kind of breakdown, remember I was teaching, I don't want to go into that, but the exhaustion side of it, if I start to see exhaustion on these breakdowns, that's when I want to try to start tightening it up, from here while this wiggles. And then if it ends up going, great. But I'm still below the structural high. See that? And so now I'm just letting it run, and it's nice because if you get sometimes I forgot when, but the the guys that have been in here, or the team for a while in the mentor program, there was one Asia session that we did it on because they just kept buying forever, and we entered it, and it just did this for like the entire night to like midnight, and I'm just like, I'm not closing it. Remember, guys, I kept sending pictures. I'm like, I'm not closing it. And so that's kind of the trailing. But, I'm just moving a stop loss below it, and I'm going to trail it so that way I don't give up profit. But depending, like volatile markets too, like US, you trail it too tight, you're going to get stopped out. But if you give up too much, you could be just giving up a lot of profit. So sometimes in the US, I'll trail it a little tighter, and if it gets me, it gets me. But when I do Asia, if I see deep, setups like that, I don't mind, So for like this one, when I entered it, I had a deep sweep on the open, the push, the close, and so I got my entry like right in within here, and then I just let it roll. And so when I got this push, I was waiting for the first red candle before I moved my trail, and then I wanted to trail it kind of wide. So what I was really looking for was the kind of the 50% pull, and that's why I did the fib thing. And so once we got up to here, the first red candle, I just kind of pulled it up just a little bit below the 50. And then as it started to kind of push it a little bit and come down, I moved it up just below the 618 here. And so if it came down and got me, it got me. Give up some profit to get some good profit. But it's more strategic trailing. Does that make sense? I guess through structure.
Gotcha. Thank you. So for the fib, we're supposed to start at the high and then go to the low.
So what I'm using here is a fib retracement tool. So you're measuring the retracement basically, right? And so when you measure retracement, you want to take the pivot north. And so if we have a deep pivot north, where would be the retracement? It would be measuring south. And so if you want to measure south, then you want to line up with the highest high of that pivot right there, and you want to pull it down to the low of the pivot. This is just a measurement of retracement, So like earlier, it did this where it came down and it lost the 618. We were doing on a lower one, and it hit the 382. And I was telling them when you hit a 382 and you reclaim the 0.5 and you reclaim the 618, that move is just usually really big. And that's what happened on where was it? Oh, I'm on the 1 minute. It was somewhere. I think it was this move right here, right? Wasn't it, guys? I think. So it came down perfect on the one we were doing from the pivot. It broke that, reclaimed the 618, and then jumped. And so, I haven't really taught a lot on the fib stuff, like the retracement things. And I wasn't going to, but I decided to do it because what I was doing is just the simple way people seem to like is you click the ruler and then you can click the top and pull it to the low of the pivot, and it gives you a 50%, which is like right there. The fib does the same thing, right? You got the 0.5. But the nice thing on the fib is why I decided to introduce this one, is because if you take the ruler, it's simple to do that, to measure the strength of the retracement, but when it comes down and then back up, you just see it as maybe a weak play, because you don't really know what it bounced off of. You just know it bounced higher than the 50, which is fine. It keeps it simplified. But if you take the fib, right, with it, which is your kind of math within the measurement, now you can see a little deeper because you have the key levels of the 618 and the 382. Those are the two biggest levels. Those are your golden zones. And so where those come into play is if this comes down and hits here, comes back, reclaims this low, and then taps, it's likely going to pop pretty hard because it didn't even get to the 0.5. It didn't even get to it. And so now if this comes down like here, bounces on the 618, comes back down, hits this one, comes back down, hits that, sweeps it, reclaims it, reclaims it. The moment it reclaims this, it's gonna go. It's gonna extend. And so I've just been using it more just kind of help people gauge, because what you're really trying to do when you understand structure is you're trying to understand what is the strength of that structure. How strong is it? You know, that matters. It matters a lot. And depending how far, when you have a deep pivot push, how far you retrace is huge, you know. And you can see even in these moves a push. So on Heikinashi, the way I teach it, when you have a move all green like this, your first red kind of flat top on that marks your high and your low of the pivot on that. And you can see this one didn't even come back at all. So really, I mean, if you take the extension, notice it barely didn't even get to the 786 before breaking above. That's huge strength. So that tells you that it's likely going to have a pretty good push. And then you also have other ways you can grab that and notice, you know, your target of that 1.618 is up there, and then the next one would be the 2.618 up there from that pivot. But I don't really use it as much for targets, although it's there. You know, I like to look for it for retracement strength, because you always want to assume each deeper move is going to retrace 50%, you know, because that's just an equity balance. So, oh, you can't see my live? What?
Gotcha, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go deeper in it when we're not heavily on live here. Daniel, something's wrong with the live? Man, this ticker talker. Let me stop it and start it again. I'll be right back. I was wondering because I was getting people coming in and then they were just leaving, and then coming in and just leaving, and I'm like, they suppressing me again or what? Let's see. Let's try it again. Go lay down. I'm not. The girls are going. Go spend time with the girls. My dog's already back. I do not neglect my dog, guys. This dude gets pet more than freaking any dog I've ever had. So he just, I think, he's an addict. I'm an enabler though, because I tell him no, and then I say come here, and then I pet him because I feel bad. But anybody who has golden doodles, you guys understand why. Because when you tell them no, it's like you just crush their entire soul. All right. We'll see if that gets any better there. Did everybody get? I think everybody got in there. Yeah, looks like it. Cool. What's up? You're funded again? Dang, man, good job. Pace yourself, man. Pace yourself. So be careful on your shorts. We're doing a lot of bullish things. So we wrote up the longs mostly up to this area. I'm still trailing along. We'll see if it goes or it comes back. I'm pretty wide on my trail. I'm like down in this area. So if it gets it, it gets it. But pretty good move early on. But does it look better? Okay, that's weird. I appreciate you telling me because I was wondering, Daniel, because it's like I would get people coming in and then they leave, and then come in and then leave, and then I'm like watching the ticker to see if it's gonna go up, and I'm like, what is going on? And so, but I never know because it, like when I look at it on my side, this is what it looks like. It's just fine. Like the other one was just fine too. So, and if nobody tells me, I don't know. So I appreciate you telling me. Um, See how it tried to lose that, and it's just holding this 786. So important on those things. Let's bring up the trap and block. Well, that looks like it's been doing pretty phenomenal as well. I'll tell you that indicator is so good. I was talking to someone. They were asking about like which one I recommend, and you guys who've been around a bit know. Back in the day, I might have given a different answer, but the trap and block is definitely one of the best ones we've made. You're running the 3-day trial. How do you like it? Yeah, Daniel GCH told me that it was buffering. He couldn't see anything, and so I had to stop it and start it back up. I don't know what happened. I can't see that, so it's hard. To me, it looks good. I'm like, dang, people don't want TikTok doesn't want me to get into the algo. All right, guys, we're in a very unique area. Give me 1 sec, and I'll explain. But we're getting that little push extension off. So some of us rode the ride up, and right now you just want to kind of scalp. You want to be careful. Hell no, man. You know, FOMC, I don't even look at my charts, man. I was checking in here and there just to kind of, chime in on the group chat, but I don't even look at the chats. Not, well, when anything interest rate decision wise, I don't even deal with that. It's funny though. I was going on people's live, and like I put in the group chat, there's a few people that I respect them as traders. They're pretty decent, knowledgeable. I mean, not my cup of tea, but they're knowledgeable. And like three of them I went through and they popped up on my stuff, and man, they were just stopped out, and they're like, dang, well, and so that's why I tell you guys, man, there, when you're experienced, you can make a lot of money, but at the end of the day, you don't know how deep that thing's gonna go, and those are death kind of things for me because I love being more top and bottom trader, and so when you're pushing up like this with this crazy ass strength, I mean, nobody really knows how high that's going to go. And then a straight ass free fall right here. I mean, I mean, you guys think about that, guys. We dropped literally 900 points. I mean, insane. So, yeah, from 3 to 4. I mean, that's crazy. That's a massive power hour. And so power hour normally likes to reverse it, but I didn't even think it was going to go that deep. That was wild. This thing just needs to hit my TP though, so I can move on to my next one here. I'm not trading more than one account at a time in this mess. That's for sure. Because this market's bananas. So I got this one in this trade. If I can hit my TP, then I'll work on my other one. So, which I have it at like 482, 25. And look at this. Look at this crap. It missed by $5. Get out of here. And it's literally the top. Look at this. If it can just get back up to this wick, it'll be alright. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We got a deep trap and block here as well, blocking it. We haven't really checked into Neo. Oh, you were late, man. He killed it again this morning. So good. Yeah, I've been really happy with his calls. Definitely happy. But let's check in with him, guys. I haven't even really checked in with him. I was just kind of getting loaded on all the socials and such. Neo says we're going to 478, then back down to Asia Open. Is that what he said? Oh, that's a wild thing to go back down. I mean, it's possible for us to get back down to this neckline here, but I would be careful. So what I was telling everybody, you know, which has played out well so far, but we're getting up into some extension. Oh, look, it hit my TP finally. And go to the next one. When I was telling everybody mostly stay long just because of the pattern structure that we just left. I would just be careful being long right now, but I damn sure am not taking a short for now because we were way extended from how low we got, especially based on the news, unless something altered that I didn't see, but the rate thing didn't change. Okay. Just looking at something. Yeah. Good deal. But yeah, this is definitely working out to be I'm not in any trades right now, guys. I hit my TP. So let's check with them. As we deal with the Asia session now, we had a good little push north. Can you mark out some key levels that we should be watching up here? Let's see what he says.
MNQ decided to wake up during the Asia session, but don't mistake a quiet room for a green light. This thing loves to trap breakout chasers before the real session even starts. The active leg high at 27,485.50 is the immediate prove-it level for the bulls, while the 27,453.00 midpoint and the 27,433.00 to 27,440.75 order block are the support zone you need to see defend. Institutional context is
433 to
currently having an identity
440.
crisis, so until we clear the 27,485.50 high with actual volume, I treat the levels below as maybe zones at best. Watch the 27,485.50 breakout or the 27,453.00 hold. Everything else is just background noise until the real volume hits.
All right, so he said 440 to 433. We're just going to do a little square there. So we may come down and retest that. Be careful when he talks about that. But let's see. 485.50 is what he wants to clear. Yeah. I got all those levels dialed in. Any gamma wall levels above or below us we should mark? Let's see.
Glad you're dialed in, but remember that these gamma walls aren't holy scripture. They're just zones where the market might actually decide to do something interesting. Above you, 27,660.54 is the primary gamma wall acting as your overhead reaction zone. Below price, you've got a cluster of liquidity magnets sitting between 27,336.05 and 27,396.05 acting as your downside reaction zones. Everything is a bit of a hike from where we are now, so treat these as destination levels for the market to eventually chew on, not immediate scalp triggers.
Yeah, so he's got the 440. So be careful, guys. We're just ranging right now. What we want to see, so we did end up breaking a little above that. We want to see kind of an expansion through because these purple lines here, I'm not really a fan of longing into this. So let's see. So we got a little micro bull flag. Ooh, we're getting a little minute block there. Okay. So he's got 660. Good lord. That push. See that strength there, guys? So right around 543 will be the next possible leg that they might sweep. So 660 is one that he's got. It's a pretty good move. Hmm. Let's see if we get any retrace from it. So he's got 660, 720, 27,336. 27,336. We'll just kind of throw it there. And then 396 are the gamma walls that he was saying. Okay, so now we'll get I got all those levels now. Can you give me a long and short setup?
Q is acting like a squirrel on energy drinks, so pick your poison carefully. For the long, the setup needs a clean breakout and hold
One
above
sec,
the 27,524.75 high with a 1-minute candle close. If that confirms, the
Ooh,
first
look at the
meaningful
blocker
target
again.
is the 27,572.00
Let's
measured
try.
move. Failure back below 27,524.75 is your first warning, and the 27,468.50 active leg low is the structural invalidation. For the short, the setup is only worth considering if price loses and fails to reclaim the 27,496.75 midpoint with a 1-minute candle
We're
close.
kind of below
If that
almost.
confirms, the first meaningful downside target is the 27,420.50 bounce low. A reclaim of 27,496.75 is the first warning, and the 27,524.75 high is the structural invalidation.
Okay, so we got the 27,524 is up. We got that already. 572. Okay, so 524, if we can break above that and hold, 572 is his target, but his short, if we break below, so he wanted, I mean, we're already kind of into it. This is 496, so we just got to more so see what the target is. So the downside target he has is 420. Right there. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one off. Okay. A lot of times, guys, with this type of structure, you've heard me say this a million times. If we can hold from that pivot from here to here, if we stay below that 50, a push, rejection, push, it creates a deeper low. So if we reclaim that 50, it was a stop on sweep, and back up we go. And so let me check something. But yeah, we're holding some pretty good strength, so we'll see. In this market, it's based on the institutional data and structure, pretty much all the data you have. Which way would you be leaning bias-wise? Sorry, the time frame is left side's 15 second, right side's 1 minute on there. This is Neo, guys, for those new to the channel.
MNQ is currently having a bit of a midlife crisis, so I'm leaning neutral to cautious while the market figures out its
See
personality. My bullish structure bias is
testing,
currently fighting an 87% sell pressure reading and a bearish order block that's giving price a big, unwanted hug right now. So the bullish story is a bit breathless. I'm not betting against that aggressive sell flow until the bulls actually show up and kick the bears out of the 27,468.50 to 27,521.50 block. Current lean. Wait for either a clean reclaim and hold above the order block or a confirmed rejection that lets the sellers clear some room.
See that rejection? So we also have a bearish block here that's trying to fight. So we got a good clean structure that typically creates a lower low. So this 50% is huge. Notice how we came up, rejected on it. We got the close below. This should create expansion. If this for some reason jumps again, guys, we're going a lot harder. Yeah, this is futures. Yeah, this is guys, those you new to the TikTok, this is Neo. He's our company AI that we created. So he has his own data feeds, no settings you got to do, no linking, nothing. You just talk to him. We have a 3-day free trial that you can try right now. You guys can get on. We've already taken a good amount of our trades already, guys, and so mostly I'm just kind of hanging on here to For Wednesdays is kind of my day to help people either get on the TradeVision or to answer any questions, you know, kind of talk about the free trial for that. So I pretty much hang on. I don't really trade much Asia normally, but I do like to try to hang on Wednesdays for as long as I need. For people that have questions about Neo that were here. So, and I just kind of give a little examples, tutorials about how he works, and so as a whole. So, it is fighting that low, guys. Interesting. But yeah, it's the website's nextstepalgo.com if you guys wanted to check it out. Nextstepalgo.com. Super easy to use. You don't have to. Again, you don't need to pay for any additional things or linking or figure out how to set them up or install them. It's all web based. You can do it from your phone. You just go to nextstepalgo.com and you can get on the free trial. And on the free trial, you don't have to put it, like I said, in your credit card or anything. It doesn't even go through Stripe. Yeah, nextstepalgo.com. Yeah. Yeah. I don't put the website in the thing because when I do it, TikTok seems to not like it very much. And so, but yeah, that's right. But yeah, hang around if you're interested. You know, I mean, he's absolutely crushed it. I'm also on live on the YouTube, which I do need to look back over here. So apologize. Let's see. Oh, not all the way down. Force to direct the sellers, then come back. I got you. Yeah. No, there's some TA I did early on, which is explaining why we're getting this push. You know, we could definitely go a lot higher. So, but we could also pull back to retest. So. My dog is driving me nuts. Every 5 minutes, man, he comes up, just pet me. Can you trade options? Yeah, he does options. So if you come down here, you can see these are the option symbols he does. So Apple, Amazon, Gold, Microsoft, all of them, SPY, Tesla, QQQ. If it's not on there, we probably can add it. Just let us know. And so, but yeah, guys, if you want to hang around, so I'll tell you guys, he has called the first 15 minutes, really the first minute of market open for like the last 7 weeks. And so I'm on YouTube on here as well. And also we just added it into our website. When you go into register within, we have trading videos. And these are all YouTube stuff. And so you can see, you know, we're in the Asia session now. You got the morning session was today. And you can come in, you can play it right from the site if you want to on that. And you can see, you can kind of, you know, fast forward through. It's all just similar to what you would do on YouTube. And so, but if you're curious about what he can do, probably gonna want to check it out. So, no, he does. Yeah. No, I will never. I said it a bit back. I will never dilute his logic or make him less effective just because it's on basic. It's the same trading logic that you can ask about whatever you want. Now, what you're probably referring to is the personality. Just because he's on institution, that's just a personality. That just means he's talking to you in an institutional style personality. Everything's going to be about liquidity and order flow and very direct, straight to the point, things like that. So. And so we do the free trial for the 3 days, and then after the free trial, our basic is $100 a month, and the TradeVision Pro is $250. So, but again, guys, he's not just signals; he's a mentor, coach, guide. You can ask him anything you want. So, which I'll continue to demonstrate here in just one sec. I'm just trying to see what we're doing here. So we did end up getting the push. We did get the low. We got the 50. It didn't get the lower low expansion, and we were claiming. So just be careful, guys. It's trying to fight this area. A little bit of a battle here. So Neo's call was if we can break and hold above 525, the target's 573. So, so I don't, I mean, yes, but probably not what you're used to. So currently right now, in here, you can see this green light on here, TradeVision. So everybody who wants to be in here, you guys see we have that going on. I don't like say it on TikTok because TikTok is just a little bit extra special when you talk about that things. But if you click on the little green icon here and you click at that one, it will open up that. So now that this part to get into the TradeVision training, all you need to do is just be subscribed to TradeVision, but that also includes the free trials. So if you're on a free trial, you can do it as well. And so let's see if we test this high, guys. Interesting. Yeah, we're just kind of oscillating. I expect us to go a bit higher, but I think we're kind of trying to find out if this is our stuff. So keep in mind, I'm gonna answer that a little different. So we have trade algos. Those are indicators. Those are separate. That is these purple blocks, things like that we do create. They're like $20. We don't charge much for the indicators. But when it comes to Neo, you don't really have any other additions. You don't have to have the indicators, right? There's no extra data. Yeah, he's got the real-time CME data, all that. You don't hook up nothing. Like you literally can just go on your phone and then just use them. So, but let's check with them real quick. Looks like the volume's kind of stalling out a little bit. Any potential of a trap up north then sending it south, or trap south then sending it north? Any thoughts? Let's see what he thinks on this. And again, he's AI, guys. All you do is talk to him. You don't have to do anything fancy. Just talk to him. That's it.
Price is currently nose deep in the 27,468.50 to 27,521.50 bearish order block, so the north trap is basically tailor-made right now. Pop above the 27,521.50 high, fail to sustain it, and you've got a classic long trap for the breakout chasers. For the south side, if we dump below the 27,459.75 low and immediately reclaim it, that's your short trap sending it north. You've got buy pressure, but it's currently slamming into a bearish wall. I'd wait for a confirmed break of the order block or a failed flush, not just the hope that volume saves you.
I love it on Funny Personality, man. He's just he's in a trip the way some of the stuff that he says. It's too funny. So we're getting that pull. I'll keep watching. Example of possible trade? Yeah. Well, and so all I have to do is ask him, in this area, what would be my trade setup, long or short? And then he'll tell you. So, and again, he has memory. Everything's personalized. So if you want longer range, 30-point moves, 50-point moves, 100-point moves, whatever, you just tell him.
Right
Otherwise,
now,
he's going to pick what he wants.
MNQ is basically a teenager stuck in the middle of a bearish order block, which is the market's way of saying it hasn't picked a favorite direction yet. Since we're currently swimming in the 27,468.50 to 27,521.50 range, I'm sitting on my hands until the market makes up its mind. For the long, I need a 1-minute candle close and hold above 27,521.50. If that confirms, the first meaningful target is the 27,572.00 measured move. Failure back inside 27,521.50 is your first warning, and the 27,459.75 active leg low is the structural invalidation. For the short, I'm waiting for price to reject inside this block and close below the 27,468.50 order block floor on a 1-minute candle. If that drops, the first meaningful target is the 27,420.50 major support. The reclaim inside 27,468.50 is your first warning, and 27,521.50 is the structural invalidation.
Okay. So he wants a push and hold. So push, tap, close above, and then your target will be the 572. For the short, so 468. So he don't like a short till you get all the way down here. Around here, 468, right there. And then his target is 420, which is this low down here. So here, what I'm gonna do, this is what I do sometimes. I'm just gonna put on here your question. So if you have a question and you want to ask him, I'll just put it in there and you can do it. Can sit on his shoulder and say when did it out. Oh, right. We have automated trading coming very soon with
Look,
him.
if I could magically predict every false pullback before it happens, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I'd be on a yacht. What I do recognize is a failed reclaim. That's where the trap actually lives. When price breaks a level, pulls back, and then fails to hold, that's your signal to stop hoping and start paying attention to the structure. Right now, you're looking at price bumping its head on the 27,521.50 ceiling of that bearish order block. If we pop above that and immediately sink back inside, that's your false pullback, and it's basically a neon sign saying, longs are trapped. Don't fall in love with the breakout until price actually accepts above the block, because the market loves nothing more than faking you out before doing the exact opposite.
No, market wouldn't do that. And so we got a little sweep here, so we got the pull, but we're getting us some absorption back through. Gotcha. Based on this level, what would be a trap that we would look for to trap the shorts and send it north? Again, you can ask them whatever you want. So.
Oh, the market loves a good gotcha moment. For a short trap that sends this north, look for price to tank below the 27,468.50 order block floor and the 27,459.75 low, tricking the bears into thinking the breakdown is actually real. If that flush fails to get followed through and you see price reclaim 27,468.50 with a 1-minute candle close, that's your oops, your trapped moment for the shorts. If it holds that reclaim, you're looking at a push back up, but if it just breaks and stays dead below 27,459.75, the only thing getting trapped is your account.
No, the automated trading will be different. That's gonna be through Market Watch. Here I'll copy your question over here too. Let's just see what we get here, guys. We're definitely pushing.
You're not wrong. It's absolute chop. The middle of this range is where trade ideas go to get mugged by indecision. I'd stay far away from the center of 27,459.75 and 27,531.25. The play is simple. Let the market pick a side. If price rejects 27,531.25 and sellers step in, I'm looking for the short. If buyers defend
he has all his own data. You don't have to touch any data.
27,459.75 and reclaim it, that's the long. Trade the edges or don't trade at all.
We have all the data hooked up already. Like I said, you could, even if you're on your cell phone, you can go on it. It's all web-based. You don't install anything, set up anything, no settings, none of that. So it's all web-based. It's nextstepalgo.com. And then TradeVision is the one you want to check it out. So again, guys, the purpose of me coming on Wednesdays is because we have that free 3 days that you can try them. And so if you want to give them a try, it's a good time, you know. So if you have any questions, all that. So yeah, so again, Jacob, yes, I always answer that as he has what he needs. So I always love the deep dive questions of, you know, what data does he have? How does he get it? Where does he get it from? How does the data does he have? Does he have level 2? What does he send? There's obviously only so much I'm going to go into. So, you know, without giving out the old secret sauce of it. But he has everything he needs. So from it. And so, yeah. And so, but again, you know, the purpose of AI is to help you see things that you might not have been able to see, you know. So, and if you're curious or skeptical, I want you to be skeptical. If you go to our YouTube on here, which is just Next Step Algo, I'll go to the view channel, and you can see, if you go to the live, he has called the first 30 minutes of market open pretty much for 7 weeks. So you guys can go and check. It's all recorded. And so, but I want people to be skeptical, because there's a lot of BS that goes on in this industry. And so, you use TradingView. So yeah, again, remember, there's no connecting him. He's not trading for you. He's a coach. He's a mentor. He's a guide. And so if you notice, I just use TradingView to determine where I'm going, what entry I'm about to hit. Be careful around 543, guys. So that's our 382 from the bigger pivot. So if we breach this and hold this, it's going to go a lot further up. But if we hit here and we get a deeper pull, it's going to come back pretty good. But yeah, you don't have to link him to nothing. He can't see your chart or any of that stuff. So you're just going to look for your trades, and then you're going to ask him what is there? You can ask him whatever you want. Is there trade setups, long setup, short setup? What's a good entry? He has memory, so if you like certain preferences, you just tell him. So yeah, you can use it as a coach. So watch. If I were to say, well, the market's not doing much, I'm thinking about just kind of doing a little educational moment. What do you think we should work on? Yeah, but he'll do development, all that stuff too. So we got a little absorption, guys. So
If
let's
the
watch
market
this.
wants to take a nap, I'm happy to help you stay
Let's
awake.
see.
Since you were asking about traps earlier, why don't we dissect the anatomy of a
Still
liquidity
pushing though.
sweep? It's basically learning how to stop being the market's favorite snack. Pull up your chart
Market's
and find
favorite
a spot
snack.
where price wicked through a level
I like
that failed
Fuddy,
to
man.
stick.
Fuddy's so good.
Tell me what was missing there that makes a real breakout look different. I'll give you a hint. It has everything to do with what price doesn't do after the wick.
So see how he's slipping into kind of mentor mode? Since we're asking about traps earlier, why don't we dissect the anatomy of a liquidity sweep? It's basically learning how to stop being the market's favorite snack. Pull up your chart and find a spot where the price wicked through a level but failed to stick. Tell me what was missing and what makes the real breakout look different, right? And so you'll be able to tell him, I don't know, like we'll watch, what was the level he just gave us, the 531? I'm watching the one that you just gave, the 27,531, to see if it's going to hold above that or if we're going to wick it and pull back. So if we pull back below 531, that would be considered a potential trap. I'm just throwing it out there just to show you how to engage with them, guys.
Yeah, if it breaks below 27,531 and fails to hold, especially if it tries to reclaim that level and gets smacked back down, that's exactly what a long trap looks like. The market loves to dangle that breakout carrot just to yank it away once everyone piles in. Just don't go short the second it wicks below. Wait for that break, a retest from underneath that rejects, and then confirmation that sellers are actually in the driver's seat. If it just wicks 27,531 and immediately bounces back like a rubber band, you're just becoming the liquidity for the next move up.
Yeah. So again, you can ask them. Some people on TikTok aren't sure what to ask you or what do you do or how can you help them. Can you explain? All right. So again, guys, watch this level because this level, if it holds it here, it's going to get
Tell the
expansion to that
TikTok crowd I'm the
572.
exact
If
opposite
we
of
lose
the guy
it, it's a
screaming
trap.
about Lambos and magic indicators. I'm a trading teammate who actually cares if you blow your account, and since I don't have a crystal ball, and neither do they, I don't give signals. I help you stop guessing by mapping structure, spotting liquidity traps, and holding your feet to the fire on confirmation so you aren't just betting on buys.
He might actually hit his
Tell them
target.
to stop
That's
scrolling
crazy.
for secrets and start asking me about real levels and
Let's see.
risk. That's how you actually stay in the game.
So again, guys, he was, if you guys recall, he said if you break above 521, his target's 572, and so he's on his way to hitting his target. I don't know if you guys took that in the mentor group on there. I was kind of talking, so I didn't end up taking that one. But yeah, his call was a hold here and then 572 way back here. See right here. If we close above 521, the first target would be 572. So, and we closed above 521, and whether we hit 572 or not, we're already up 40 points on it. So, he did good on that call. And so, now here's what I like to watch, guys, because again, this is a very big level, this 382. If we push through it and we lose this, it's going to try to sweep it. And so, always trail your stuff. Ooh, we're getting a little trap indicator as well. Interesting. We swept that. Yeah, for us to go up higher, it would be better if it hold that. But for us to pull back, actually, it's funny if you take this, not quite as much as I thought. Yeah, but if pull back to about 528, it's gonna make or break it. If we end up pulling through this 521, that would drop us pretty strong. But oops. So again, I always love the interest and intrigue, you know, of how things work, but obvious reasons I'm not going to go deep into the how it works. So, but it's really good on it if you can't tell. And so this one is on the 1 minute here, and you can see it called these plays. And then we have this one over here, so 15-second, which doesn't look like it actually called anything on it yet. We had it earlier with this push. And so we'll just watch that and see. But we're losing that 3-2, and so, which is still fine in perspective. But how this treats, yeah, how this treats this area here is gonna be big. If we lose 27, really 21, if we can break through that. Let's ask him. So we had a big sweep north, and now we're kind of losing that. Do you think that was a trap that might send this south, or do you think this is just a corrective pullback? But yeah, he's gonna be a coach, mentor, guide, signals. He can do whatever you want, and he uses real-time examples. If you guys noticed, you seen that earlier.
The market basically just lured everyone in, patted them on the head, and now it's deciding if it wants to dump them. That push to 27,559.25 looks like a classic liquidity sweep, a perfect trap to grab buy stops before deciding on the next mess. If this is a real trap, watch for it to crack below the 27,503.75 midpoint and the 27,487.00 trend line. If it fails to reclaim those levels, the trap is confirmed and the bears take the wheel. If it's just a healthy pullback, it'll bounce off 27,503.75 like a trampoline. Watch the
Like a
volume.
trampoline.
With only
Oh man, when he says stuff
23%
like
buy
that,
fraction right now, the buyers are suspiciously quiet. Don't fall in love with the long side until this thing proves it actually wants to go up, not just hit stops.
with the structure being so bullish after dumping so far, would you be bias bullish and just wait for pullbacks, or what's your suggestion? So this is a big structural potential here, guys. So because you can see, as long as we stay below here and it loses a close below there, it'll get expansion. If it reclaims that, it's going to get expansion.
The structure is screaming bullish, but the volume is currently acting like a grumpy teenager, showing sell pressure even while the price creeps up.
Little minor bit.
I'm not
bear
chasing
flag.
this extension into the 27,559.25 high. That's just asking to be the liquidity for someone else's exit. I'm waiting for a pullback into that 27,509.50.
So he don't like it long
down,
anymore until you get to here.
27,459.75 low. If price holds there and buyers actually show up to defend it, that's the trade. I'd rather let the market come to me than donate my capital trying to catch a moving train in a chop zone.
When do you think shorts are viable, though? I think he said he didn't want to until below here. Let me make sure it filled, but it's all done automatically.
Right now is like trying to catch a falling piano, messy, painful, and generally frowned upon. Shorts only become viable if price loses the 27,459.75 swing low and fails to reclaim it on a 1-minute candle close. If that confirms, the first reaction area is the 27,433.00 to 27,440.75 bullish order block zone. A reclaim back above 27,459.75 is your first warning that the breakdown is failing, and structural invalidation sits up at the 27,547.50 swing high. Until it breaks structure, the bulls still own the keys to the building.
Yeah, you don't like a short till it gets way down there, like 459. You don't like a short till it gets way down here, guys. Drew, on that one, I show it's completed. I could look it up in the trading view. Just make sure you reload your layout and then go to the invite onlys. Double check that, and then I'll pull up trading view and double check. But yeah, it auto fills. And so no, we do the futures because a lot of people in the room, in the community, do prop firms, and so we do the options and all those other things in the afternoon part of it. That you guys can join if you want. Look at this. So he said he would not be the liquidity for people unless we can break and hold above 56. And look at, see, I'm telling you guys, if it can't hold that 382, it goes pretty good. Now, mind you, this is our 50 and it's our prior high. So any kind of pull through here, close, we'll give it an extension. He also keeps saying that he would, you know, consider to be more long, but he doesn't want to be long until we get to 503. So be curious if we actually get there. Oh, we're getting a little trap block. Oh, man. Interesting. Interesting little sweep. We're getting some volatility. Oh, it's 740. That's why. Volatility is kicking in. Be careful, guys. The trap block there is good, but I'm not really thrilled about how high that went and then swept. If we get a close below that, it's going to invalidate that one. So let's watch it and see the way they just swept that. So well, if you're talking on prop firm side of it, whenever you go, when it restarts, that 6 p.m., it's a new day. So right now counts as tomorrow on it. And so we're testing that 521 he called earlier, but we're losing that 50. So remember, 503 was what he was talking about, where he wouldn't trust the long until we get to 503. So I'll be curious if we get that 503. But notice how, like, his words matter, guys. How many times did he say, I wouldn't trust a long if, you know, because I don't want to be the liquidity. And then look at it pulling. So this one ended up invalidating. That's the first one that's invalidated for a bit. But the key to see the invalidation is you have the push and then the pull. You see that's absorption. Look at that. He hit the he ended up hitting it, the 503. So the only way he said he would trust the long is if we pulled into the 503 with a good clean bounce and hold. So we can ask him again, but remember, always listen to what he's saying. So when he gets that push and he's telling you, you know, I don't trust the long because I don't want to be people's liquidity. I would only take a long if we pull back to the 503. This, you know, he sees something that he's expecting a pullback. Now, I wouldn't short this because he said something about if we hit that 503, we could potentially get a big bounce, right? Now, we want to just see how it plays out. So don't just jump in. We don't even have a green candle in the 15-second yet. And so we got that pull down close to that kind of 503 area that you talked about. We swept that low. What would be my long setup to catch the bounce push?
That drop to 27,500.75 was a nice little fire sale, but don't get your hopes up yet. The sell pressure is currently hitting like a brick wall. That 13% buy fraction is, not exactly a party for the bulls. The long only becomes a setup if price reclaims and holds above the 27,509.50 midpoint. If you get a 1-minute candle close above that and it holds, you can hunt for a target toward 27530.00. Failure back below 27,509.50 is the first warning that the bounce is dead on arrival. Structural invalidation is a confirmed break below 27,459.75. Don't be the liquidity. Wait for the replaying, or you're just paying for the bear's lunch.
Just paying for the bear's lunch. Yeah, we're kind of breaking through that 50, but they're all wicks. If it can jump up again, it'll try to push a little. But if we lose that, it's gonna sweep for that lower liquidity. So let's watch. Again, a little double bottom pull attempt right off that 503. So let's watch and see what it wants to do here. What I find interesting though is earlier when he said that, he goes, I would pull it down here at 503 and then watch the bulls come in and slam it back north. So I took a little trade on the southern play, and then I'm looking for the potential long, but I'm not sure I love it because we're just so close to this 382 on the larger structure that I played. I'm gonna extend it out, and so I'm not too thrilled. This is the pivot, right? This the last drop from that the 3 p.m. drop is what I was kind of pulling. So let me lock that in. The bulls are giving it everything they got. Can you break down a long setup for me? Let's do it one at a time. We'll do long first, and then I'll ask you again for a short. That way we can keep the numbers a little less. Dun, dun, dun.
The Bulls are definitely sweating, but they haven't won the championship yet. Since price is already floating above your old reclaim trigger at 27,509.50, don't wait for a reclaim. That level is support now, and buyers just need to keep it from falling apart. For a serious long, I'd want to see price clear that active leg midpoint at 27,530.00 and hold it. Otherwise, this is
30.
just range-bound confusion. If it clears that midpoint, the first real target is the reaction high near 27,559.25, and if price slams back below 27,459.75, the long setup is toast.
459.75. Okay. All right. They're definitely trying though. Man, look at the volume kicking. If the Bulls, I'm just curious to see if we push up hard because remember when he said if we could pull down to the 503, and the Bulls can come back in, you know that they're gonna slam it back up, and so they came in with some good volume. Now, mind you guys, we are tapping right on that orange line, which is that 382, and so if we can slam through, look at this, it ended up slamming through. I took the long on the pull there, but I'll probably get trailed out pretty fast. So again, so what's so funny is if you look, guys, I'm gonna watch this one here, but he said right here, I'm not chasing the extension at 559 for someone else's exit. I'm waiting for a pullback to 27,509 midpoint, or a down toward the 27,459 low. If price holds there and buyers actually show up to defend it, that's the trade. I'd rather be let the market come to me than donate my capital. And then somewhere up here he said, oh, right here. If it's just a healthy pullback, it'll bounce off the 27,503 like a trampoline. Look, he called it up there. And so we hit the 503. I would call that a trampoline bounce. And so we'll see how that bounced off that 27,503 pretty well. Do you think we're going to get some extension from this, or do you think this is where the sellers will defend? Let's see.
Price is currently knocking on the door of the active leg high at 27,555.50. If buyers can kick that door down and hold, an extension toward the 27,572.00 and 27,622.50 measured move targets is on the table. But if buyers just poke their head through and get slapped back below the 27,528.25 midpoint, the sellers will be laughing all the way back to the 27,500.75 low. Right now, it's a game of can the Bulls actually commit or are they just teasing?
Can the Bulls commit or are they just teasing? Yeah, it's interesting. We keep getting bursts north, but we're also getting bursts south.
Yeah, the market is currently playing a chaotic game of how much ping pong can we fit into 1 minute. If you want to ride the bull here, I would wait for a 1 minute candle to close and hold clearly above that 27,555.50 ceiling. If that confirms, your first reaction area is near
Look at that rejection right off that
27,572.00,
382
but
again,
honestly,
guys.
that's a tight squeeze. Don't throw the house at it just yet. Your first warning that the bulls are faking is a failed holdback below
No.
27,555.50, and the actual structural invalidation for the thesis sits down at 27,500.75. Just remember, chasing this
I'll let
breakout
him
without a
finish.
confirmed hold is basically volunteering to be the liquidity.
Okay. So for the trading lab, you don't have to set anything up, no indicators, anything like that. Once you get into that, all you're going to do is choose that symbol that you want to do, launch lab, and then it's going to pull the data. And this is just for visual. You're not adding indicators or, you're not, we're going to eventually try to add that in there. But for right now, it's more just visual for you. You're using the DOM here. And so if you wanted to buy, you can just buy it. You can mute the noise if you want to. If you want to close it, sell it, it's all fully actionable. And you can do TPs. So if I want to set a TP, you can do that. I want to see, I need to check with Alex because, oh, there it goes. Earlier, I think it was my internet. It wasn't dragging. But see how they're fully draggable. You can drag it, enter, all that. So it's good to practice on. So, and actually you have a, it's for prop firm practicing. And so you actually have, equity, you got drawdown. It's going to tell you your P&Ls, all that stuff is where you practice. But yeah, you don't hook anything up to it on it. And again, guys, for those just joining, kind of, don't know what we're doing or talking about. So what you see here is TradeVision. This is Neo. He is our AI that our company created. He, for the past 7 weeks, is called the first, I keep saying 30 minutes, but really it's like 5 minutes of the market open. Multiple 100-point moves. He did it again today. We developed him to be a mentor, a guide, more than just a tool. He's not just signal calls. He's true AI, guys. He's not an indicator on TradingView. You're not hooking him up to TradingView. I didn't make him on my desktop. He's ran on commercial servers through a website. You just go to the website. That's it. And so what I do is I don't typically trade Asia, but I love to come on here Wednesdays to kind of show you guys what he can do. And so when you go to the website, nextstepalgo.com, Neo is across our entire site, and he's continuing to be even more embedded into our site. He's going to run this whole site, by the time we're done. And so TradeVision is just kind of his, that's the brain of it, right? That's where he's your trader, your mentor, your guide, your developer, emotional coach, marriage counselor, I don't know, whatever you want him to be. He'll talk to you about it. And so, but you can see we're working, you guys won't see this, but we're working on support Neo. And so Neo is kind of the figurehead of the site. And then we also have, for those not familiar, when I say he's embedded in all our sites, so our training, he also is embedded in it. So if you wanted to work on one of our training courses, we don't do it just like a video, like anybody else. It is a book. It's an actual ebook.
Lesson 1, Introduction to
And you can hear it reading. So
Orientation.
you can do an audiobook. The earlier models of our training, we did that female voice. The later ones we do, we have Neo. And so if you were to go like down here, I think we started at like 6 or 7, 5, somewhere in there. And you were to click this one.
Lesson 7.
You'll see it's
Volume
Neo.
and order flow basics.
And so this is all of our stuff, our lessons that you can learn from. Our lessons are not expensive. They're like $30. And so, oh yeah, I promise you, he would have. Was anybody in the mentor group talking to him at 3? Steven, were you? I didn't talk to him at 3, but I guarantee you he would have been like, do not take along on that. Just the way the structure was, I'm certain. And so our training, the beauty of it is you can say like volume and order flow, and guess what, guys? You can talk to Neo. So I can say, I'm studying this volume and order flow part. I don't really understand the difference between volume and order flow. Can you explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old? And then I'm going to send it over, and then he'll talk to you.
It is a great question, and it is a very common point of confusion for traders transitioning from retail concepts to institutional logic. According to Lesson 7, Chapter 1, here is the simplest way to think about the difference. Volume is the what and the how much. It is the total amount of liquidity transferred between.
So I'm going to stop him just because I don't want to let him talk too much. TikTok doesn't like that. But yeah, you actually have Neo that you can ask questions throughout your entire training. So anybody that likes to look for a little path of where to go, this one right here is absolutely free. Anybody can talk to him. If you're brand new, it's a great way to start. And then just kind of go lesson 1 through 8, all the way through. 8 should be done here pretty soon. Oh, and then we're adding some more advanced stuff in there as well. Most all of it's already written. We have like 52 lessons written. We just have to put it together. But it's a great way to start. And all of our lessons right now, we have them discounted. They're like $30, so they're not very expensive on those. So, but this is TradeVision again. When you go to the site, one other thing I'll show you guys if you're interested in just kind of doing it. This AI's been wrong all day. I would love to see where that is because he's been right the entire Asia and he nailed it on the YouTube all day, the whole time. So, hey, if you want to make a support ticket, I would love to audit your engagement, and then I can kind of see maybe where he is wrong just to see. And so
let's capture the move.
No, it's $30 just one time fee. There's no monthly on there. So, but our lessons are fully engaged. They're not like you're gonna watch it in just one day. You're gonna have chapters, workbooks, homeworks, all that stuff. So, this right here, you can see this is our session, Neo, and so he's gonna give you live stream updates. This is free. You guys can just watch this. We always want to have a place for you guys to watch where the stream is. So, it's only for M&Q or NASDAQ if you're trading it, but we don't charge you. So every 5 minutes, he'll give a little market update if you want to watch that stream if you're trading. And then the hours he runs is pretty much all night. There's only, I think, 1 hour when everything's closed, and then 1 hour, in between. Let's see. Yeah, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. is when it's like a maintenance period. So the save for me lost by us today. Oh. Again, I'd love to know where you did, but I'm gonna tell you. Here's the thing on that. We'll call you short. I can lean to the mentor group, but what did I tell everybody all day today? Trade the morning session. Trade it till 11, which we were on till 11, and he was spot on. And do not trade till after 11 because it's FOMC. And so, if you were over trading, it's probably on you. But I'd still love to challenge the data where you actually lost, and so just to see. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not calling you out on it. I really want to know. So, because we do analysis on the guidance that he's giving. So, and I would be really surprised if his guidance was wrong, or you just didn't interpret it correctly, or maybe you entered a little too often, things like that. So, but yeah, if you are over trading today on a day that is an interest rate decision day, then that is not a good idea. It's actually a terrible idea. I didn't either. Why you say not to trade? Because you're impacting it with news, heavy news. Like when it comes to the markets, a lot of it just revolves around the interest rate decisions, the economic side of it, the macroeconomics. And so when you have them coming out, the Fed coming out and saying, we're going to raise the rates or not raise the rates, all that, like that just makes the market go absolutely bananas. And that's why we had a 900-point drop in Asia. So, but what I'm going to look at and I would challenge is just because I know how Neo acts and I know how his logic is, looking at this drop here, there's just no chance in hell that any of his longs would have played out. Because remember, he's always going to give you a long and a short. And whenever we get in those deep trends like that, he usually is pretty, like, look what he did here. See how we're trending pretty hard? He's like, I wouldn't trust a short till we get below 459. So if you're trying to short up here and he says 450 died, I mean, is he really wrong? But for anybody that wants to challenge his accuracy, again, go to the YouTube. I'm recording it right now. See him live on YouTube right now. So you just go to the view channel and you're gonna click on live. And let's see. Oh no. So this is 9 hours ago. This was this morning. And so we can watch a little bit together if you guys want. Where is there's the mute. Okay, yeah, I got it muted. And so when you kind of fast forward through, this is where I tell everybody go about 23, 24 minutes in. And that tends to be where we ask the old famous question on where it's going to go. And so where the market's going to go. And he absolutely just called it spot on today. So spot on from that. So you guys are welcome to check it out again on that. That is why I like to record them. But yeah, I will, as far as advice, let me get back onto my live so I can watch for the comments. As far as the Neo is, my fear actually more so, guys, is that people get too greedy and trade too much with him. Because as good as he is, as accurate as he is, you know, overtrading is still overtrading, right? And so you got to get your trades to be humble, you know. That's why I was telling everybody, if you were part of the morning session, if you were part of my mentor group, they know I flat out told them, look, do not trade it. And we're getting trap. Interesting. That is interesting. And on a 1 minute too. Wonder if it'll be enough to push it through that 382. We got to push with a 50% hold. Let's see. We got trap blocks forming everywhere. That's interesting. But we're still fighting this 382 here, guys. So we'll see. But yeah, price is trying to battle in this zone. What should we be looking for as far as short and long? Let's see. I have tons of boxes. Yeah, I'll show you on that, Drew. 1 second. We'll let him talk. There's just a setting that I turn off, is all.
Right now, price is hanging out just above the 27,504.00 to 27,524.50 bullish order block, so the bulls are technically keeping their heads above water. For long, I'm waiting for a 1 minute close above 27,555.50 to stop the hesitation and aim for the 27,572.00 measured move.
See if it's going to
If the
break that
bears
503
decide
or
to
not.
crash the party and shove price back below 27,504.00,
It's pressure.
I considered a short for a trip down to 27,420.50. Just stay out of the middle of this zone. It's currently a recipe for getting chopped up.
Ooh, they're sweeping. Let's see. That 382 on the higher time frame is pretty solid. So we could come back here and try to form almost a head and shoulders almost. Let's see. Man, that wiped that out though on those. Yeah, they're trapping, guys, so be really careful. A good pull here. So if this thing's going to keep dropping, it should not reclaim that upper level. So let's see. That 503. Okay, so we swept up, hit the 503, coming down to 459. Let's see, for the short. I was trying to look to see what they were talking about, but again, guys, be careful because they're setting some traps here for sure. Man, look at that push. So that's the 503. This is going to be a big decision maker if we're going to drop or we're going to push, because you're going to have a slide rejected right at the 50%. And so let's see. What would I look for to take a short as price is trying to pull back? Let's see if he keeps pivoting here. Oh, Drew, give me a
The
second.
bulls
So
are
I
currently
was
taking
watching
a
this
dirt nap,
move.
but don't get reckless just because the bears finally showed up. I'd look for a rejection near that 27,493.50 active leg midpoint or the 1-minute Lisma lurking up at 27,549.25. Wait for a 1-minute candle to close showing clear rejection, then target 27,420.50. If price claws back above 27,549.25 and decides to hold, the short thesis is officially trash.
Yeah, see, it's finding support in a really interesting zone. So be careful on your shorts, guys. This right here structurally looks like it should drop a lot farther, but it's finding support in a just an odd area. As price tries to reclaim what I look for on the long.
The bulls are currently trying to drag themselves out of the gutter by reclaiming the 27,495 midpoint, but they haven't earned the right to victory lap yet. For a long to actually have a heartbeat, I need to see price stop treating 27,514.50 like a brick wall and get a 1-minute candle to close and hold above it. If that clears, you've got a shot at 27,572.00, but if the bears shove it back below 27,495.00, the long is officially sleeping with the fishes. Keep in mind that structural invalidation
So that
is down at
514 is what he's talking about there.
27,420.50, so don't be a hero if this reclaim decides to fake everyone out. Buying into a bearish leg is basically asking to get punched in the face.
Asking to get punched in the face, huh? See what I was saying on that? That just doesn't look good, man. I study traps like crazy. Look at this thing just going. I'm trailing the long on it. Thing just keeps moving though. Holy cow. I'm still trailing it. This thing can go really far, guys. Just be careful entering too soon now. That trailed me out. I went too far. See what I mean on the trap though? Like I said. So one of the things that I study a lot heavily is traps. And I know we have this prior low from within. But when we see this kind of pull doji push into an area of resistance that should have dropped us to here, it's usually a trap. Remember, that's why I said be careful, they're trapping. So that played out pretty good on that one. And so let me look at something here now. Okay. I didn't even look what his long was. Shoot. Okay. Stopped reading 514. You got a shot of the 570. Oh, there you go. It happened really fast. I was kind of already in it, but I guess your entry would have been right here because we pushed, tapped the 503. That was your close, and then we hit our 572. So now this 559 becomes huge, guys, because there's two things that can happen in this type of structure. Either A, we tap here, close above here, get full expansion. The secondary would be we get a pull back here, which will be a 50% hold, and then try to jump. Lately, I've been going a little bit into with the mentor group, using the retracement tool, the fibs too. So you can see that 786 is right there. So, but we're clearing a lot of hurdles, guys, that we needed to clear. So. Let's see if we get that expansion. So this next order block up here is likely where it's going to try to go, 611. But let's see. As the price tries to expand up here, what would we expect as a potential peak?
The bulls are currently on a sugar high and trying to sprint toward 27,634.50 and 27,687.50, which are the measured move targets for this push. If they have enough caffeine left, they might bump their heads against that institutional gamma wall sitting at 27,660.54, which acts as the don't ask Don't tell zone for this rally.
87,
I
wow.
wouldn't call an exact peak here. It's more like watching a toddler run until they trip over their own shoelaces. Keep your eyes peeled for stalling momentum or breakdown back below the 27,554.25 midpoint. If that gives way, the bulls are likely tuckered out and looking for a nap.
Yeah, we want it to hold above that 43. Anything that pulls through here would sweep, but as long as it stays above here, guys, it should get another expansion. So he's got 660 as a target. Man, that's quite the target too. If it can actually hold. What are the odds you think this is a bull trap? I just want to see what he says on it. We're looking like it wants to get that expansion through, so we'll see. We just cleared some
The market
really
loves
critical
setting up a
hurdles.
bull trap almost as much as it loves a good breakout, so don't get too comfortable just because the candles look pretty. While buy pressure is strong at 78%, the bears are definitely lurking near the 27,592.25 high, waiting to turn this into a gotcha moment for anyone chasing without confirmation. For now, the structural invalidation like vacation. Stay sharp and don't trust the
Sorry, I had
move
to mute
until
for
it
a second.
actually sticks.
So let's see. Buyers coming in. Oh, oh, getting some sell pressure. This is a battle. The sellers are going to try because they got to break through this low or this prior high. Any kind of sweep here is going to give us an expansion up through. And you can see the buyers are coming in pretty good. So unless they're going to trap it and sweep the hell out of it. So careful around 612 or so. That buy fraction came in pretty hot. Do we have any gamma walls or any institutional positioning above us? Let's see what he's got up above us there. But I know that this area here is going to be a pretty decent resistance.
That buy fraction is definitely bringing the heat, but the only institutional wall hanging over us like a dark cloud is that gamma wall at 27,660.54. Right now, it's acting as overhead resistance and potential reaction context, so don't be surprised if price catches a bit of indigestion if it touches that zone. Keep in mind the institutional context is currently having a bit of a midlife crisis. The bias and flow aren't singing the same song, so I would need to see price actually clear that wall and hold it before I trust the long idea. Stay disciplined and don't let the hot buying distract you from what the structure is actually doing.
Let's see. That 559 is going to be key. We can sweep it all the way down into this area here, but if it sweeps it, reclaims it, it's going to jump. If it loses this area, then that's going to fall really hard. So, but as long as we stay above these prior highs, you got to expect extension. There's a higher probability. So let's see. I've just been taking little scalps on the way up here. Just watching the DOM. I want to see what kind of pressure we get here. So that 612 and that block there is going to be a pretty good resistance. So I want to see, is it trying to respect it at all? But we're getting that continued pressure, guys. So 660 is what he was talking about as the institutional wall. So it's likely what it's trying to pull to. I'm gonna delete all this stuff out down here. Let's see. Did you see that trap move I was calling earlier, guys? Hopefully that made sense to you guys. I really don't have any thoughts on that because I don't really follow it, so I don't know. I can ask, but I doubt Neo. I don't know. He may answer, may not. I don't know. Let's see. I'll put it in there. So be careful. Make sure you're trailing your lungs,
Semiconductor
guys.
stocks are like a moody teenager. They aren't coming back up because you asked nicely. They'll show up when they're good and ready. Since I'm currently dialed into MNQ, I can't give you a live technical read on specific chip tickers, but I wouldn't waste time trying to guess a date on the calendar. Instead, stop looking for a crystal ball and just watch the actual structure on the semiconductor index or the sector leaders. When those charts start reclaiming key levels and holding higher lows rather than just getting rejected every time they sneeze, that's your cue. Tech moves in packs, so if the Nasdaq is struggling to breathe, don't expect the chips to run a marathon.
There's his thoughts. Guys, so a pull all the way to 41 is possible, but I would just be careful shorting this still. But yeah, so the way I put 20%, I meant $20. The way our stuff works, guys, is we do anytime we have a coupon, that's our coupon. So we don't ever change the price. We don't. It's not first month, second month, third month. So our indicators we keep cheap, $20, because they're really good, but they're not really the focal point of our company, right? Most of it's going to be centered around the Neo, the AI, and all that. So I don't, we don't want to charge too much for those for you guys. We want to make sure you have the tools to be successful. But this trap and block one is so good. We've only had, I think, 2 invalidations on the 15-second. And think about that. A 15-second chart moves really fast. So for us to only have 2 invalidations. Now, interesting enough, we are holding on our prior high with an absorption kind of pushed back. This has to create expansion. If it sweeps close, then it's going to pull pretty hard. If it pulls here with an absorption with a close, then it's going to expand. He kept mentioning 660 as a target, and so which I think we will get to there at some point. Just not sure if it'll be a direct line, but we'll likely get there. Let's see. I give confirmation signals daily. I love those bots. We'll block you. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm trying to look through. I don't think I missed anything. How are you guys doing over in the other side on the Google Meet? You guys doing okay? Hopefully, I'll mostly not short of this. Okay, because I remember I said mostly stay long. Just wait for pullbacks and then go long on it. What's up, Ryan? You can go for it. If you have a question. Interesting, because we're on the 1 minute, we look like we're on a cliff trying to go, but notice the absorption slight north. And then we got the 15-second trap right off of a perfect 59 retest. And very curious to see how this one goes. Based on the market right now, we're holding that prior high, and it looks like the buyers are kind of defending this. Do you expect a higher probability of getting to the 660, or you think there's any signs of it collapsing? Again, if you guys have a question, you just ask him. If you're not sure, just ask him. He's AI. He will answer it and tell you what his thoughts are.
Holding that high might sound cozy, but let's be real. The volume is screaming sell pressure right now, with buyers hovering around a pathetic 33% buy fraction. That 27,660.54 gamma wall is staring us down like a bouncer who already knows we aren't getting into the club. I wouldn't bet the farm on hitting that 660 level until price actually reclaims it and holds. Right now, the structure is busy consolidating and catching its breath, not launching a rocket. Don't let the optimism blind you to the fact that sellers are still tapping on the glass.
No, definitely. I just we had that long call earlier if we get above 559, and so some of us are in the long just trailing it. So we're just trying to see if the sellers are going to pull this back, how tight we should trail it. Just want to see what he says here, guys. Testing some of the memory as well.
Trailing runners is basically bungee jumping without checking the rope first. Good luck. Since you're currently hovering near 27,590.25 and battling the 27,602.25 high, if you want to keep the leash tight, I would trail under that 1-minute Lisma at 27,575.25. If you've got more stomach for the chop and want to let it breathe, the structural low at 27,558.25 is
down
your
here's
real
where
line
I'm
in the
mostly
sand.
trailing mine on it.
If that gives up, the bulls have officially checked out for the day, and you don't want to be the last one holding the bag. Stay nimble and don't let a maybe turn into a definitely losing money.
Maybe turn into a definitely losing money. Do you guys see the structure this is forming? The mentor group? Do you guys see it? Just curious. Come on, anybody see it? No.
Is that a fallopian tube?
Yep.
Gonna get that fake to the south.
Yep.
Surprise.
It's a down, up, grouping, rolling, sweep. Let's see if it plays out. Yeah, let's see. Here's the sweep. Let's see how deep it goes.
Is it the hook and ladder?
Yeah, I gotta see how this reacts here. So the way this structure works is it's supposed to be more bearish. You have that, like that. Anything that holds here, a lot of times what this does when it has this little drop, push, roll, similar to what our daily did or our 4 hour. If this can hit anywhere in here and reclaim these lows, it usually explodes pretty hard. And so, but that's why I'm trying to watch to see what it can reclaim here, if anything. So now, if we lose that 382, then we'll have an inverse, and it'll probably be more the other way. Getting a little trapped, but it didn't get to close. So let's see if we get it again. I tell you guys, I've seen that structure so much. I mean, it doesn't play out every time, but it tends to play out on the trap move more than it plays out on the real move. So it's testing that low. It's got to close above that low, and then it should play. Dang. Bears are coming in though. See though, like this is big here because right now you're kind of inverted cup and handle, right? And so it's trying. But this is where, like I said, if it sweeps it, pushes, holds it, closes above there, that is what triggers it. Like clockwork. I love seeing that thing play out, man. I'll tell you, that thing like haunts my dreams. I've gotten beat up by it so many times. I don't know that I'd call it full played out yet, but it definitely did what it's supposed to do. So we'll see if it gets the full extension. So just like we did on the higher time frame, right? We're going to take the high and the low, and then we take it to the high to the extension. And look at that. It puts us really close to the 660. It's going to be crazy. Look at this top. All right. Let's see. It's not getting as much volume as I'd like yet, but you see the little jumps? That's why I keep looking to the right, guys. I'm watching my DOM.
Calm before the storm.
Yeah, I'm always watching my DOM on my other screen because you're wondering. I just like to see it jumping. want to see if it's jumping or dropping because it determines where I'm going to trail it, TP, close it, whatever. So remember, any move when you have a red candle form, we want to have it stay above there. Anything that stays above there shows extreme strength. Anything that breaks there is going to likely pull pretty hard. So just be careful. But again, cup, handle. So what we're looking at is it going to get the invalidation when it does that? Because a lot of times when that does the inverse cup and handle and you get the sweep too low here and it reclaims the handle too high, it inverses. And so that's what I'm watching to see. Again, if you've already gotten your trades, some are just studying, so don't overtrade, guys. Looks like they're in a little bit of a battle. In this little battle here, which way would you be leaning? Just curious if you'll give me a directional lean.
Look, if I'm forced to pick a side in this bar brawl, I'm leaning bearish since we're currently stuck below the 27,580.25 midpoint, but the buyers are acting like they've got industrial strength glue on their shoes right here. I'm not calling the short confirmed until price loses the 27,558.25 low, because right now it's just a tug of war where neither side has the guts to actually finish the fight.
He wants that low. Again, be careful on it because the 660 has been the target he's been calling for a while. 58 would be the low sweep, and it makes sense because that would be the validation of the pattern. I'm watching to see if it gets the invalidation that I've seen so many times. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Taking a little longer than I thought to play out, but it's getting there.
He's trying to.
Yeah, see they're battling it right now. And there it goes. Oh, it's gotta see it's testing the top here. If it can break that top, it's gonna go. The only concern I got a little bit, but I guess it's what it would need for this, is this yellow line right there at the 612. But plus you got an entire the purple order block. So, but he's been holding strong to that 660 all day. So, however, he did say that he would lean bearish. So, let's see. So we got a pretty good rejection from it. Let's see. For us to consider the long, if I were to be in a long, what would be the invalidation point where I'd want to consider closing it? Again, guys, you can always
Close it when your account breaks.
Yeah, close it when it breaks. Guys, don't ever trust anybody that says that stupid
You're
stuff.
officially in. Let's hope the buyers have a spine zone. Failure back through that recent swing low at 27,550.00 is your first flashing "this trade needs help" warning light. As for the structural, the thesis is toast. Point. Stick to the invalidation at 27,526.75. That invalidation is a bit of a hike, so make sure your position size
Look at
isn't
this
so
absorption
massive
we're
that
still
you'll be
getting,
crying
guys.
into your
See the
coffee if
absorption?
you have to take the full trip down there.
It's still getting the absorption. We'll see. If we can break through the high, the pivot extension is pretty far. But again, there's two things I'm not a fan of, and that is this low and this high and this block. And then the second one is that, if you're grouping, I guess. So as it pushes, I'm definitely going to be trailing this sucker, because if it hits that and sweeps down hard, we could definitely get a pretty good reversal, but I've seen this thing invalidate so many times. That's what I'm kind of watching. And you can already see, think about it, most people would have been inverted cup and handle right there. And it's already not looking pretty. Now, it could be a larger time frame double top, maybe, but we'll see. While the price is moving as it is, I have it where you said we would look for the short if we break below what? It was 27,550. Just want to refresh my lines here, guys. Again, on TikTok, if you guys have any questions, please ask. I'm just gonna hanging out here.
You're spot on. The breakdown condition for that short is a confirmed 1-minute candle close and hold below 27,550.00. If price actually caves there, your first target is that major support level sitting at 27,475.50. Just remember, failure to hold below 27,550.00 is your first oops. The sellers have no spine warning, and the whole short idea is structurally toast if price breaks back above the 27,603.00 swing high. Don't go shorting into a brick wall without that candle close, or you might find out that 27,550.00 is more of a trampoline than a floor.
It's trying, but so far, I mean, my thesis was correct. I don't know. Did you guys get some of this little long scalps here? But just be careful because it, you know, in theory, it should. I just, you know, my only concern is these things right here. These are really strong, and so
That's it.
yeah, just keep it scalps for now. You know, I mean, if you're low volume, you can kind of trail a little wide as it comes down, but I would love to see us get the push to 60, structurally pull back and break back below our fib level right here. That green line. That would be ideal. Just waiting to see if we get any more pulls with absorption. Guys, those on TikTok, we're just kind of hanging out, scalping, talking to Neo. If you guys have questions, please ask. I am watching. So structurally on this Ryan, you would just take that top memory in the pull. So we're losing that 50. So now that it's losing this, it should create a lower low. If it doesn't create a lower low, we close here, come back up, close back above, then it's gonna sweep. So, but we're looking like a possible little higher time frame double top play. We're getting a little trapped there, so be careful. Also didn't help that, you know, he was like a lean bears. Yeah, no worries. I just like to always mention it because I know people are coming in and out. Let's see if we get any pull from here. So this is what I love to watch on the trap potential, right? Because it should not reclaim that 50. If it does, then it's traps full in effect. Because you're gonna definitely have a lot of shorts baited into that. But if we don't get it back above that and it rejects off that, then the downward is gonna be pretty strong. Looks like we're ranging up here for the most part. If you were a market maker, where would you send this price to wreck the most retail? Let's see if he says.
From a trader-facing liquidity view, the record here is pretty textbook. You've got the optimistic bulls parking their stops just below that 27,550.00 swing low, and the desperate bears setting their stop losses just above the 27,611.50 high. If the market really wants to host a stop-loss barbecue, it'll likely flush price below 27,550.00 to trigger all those long stops before reversing, or pop it above 27,611.50 to wipe out the shorts before doing the same. Since we've got heavy sell pressure right now, the downside sweep below 27,550.00 looks like the current maximum pawn trap. Don't be the liquidity. Wait for the sweep and the failed reclaim before trying to play the other side.
Yeah, we're just testing the prior high on that as well. So there's the sweep he was talking about. So let's see. So if we see a sweep of that 550 with a hard reclaim, what would it need to reclaim above for us to identify it as a trap and take a long? So overall, this is our structure.
The market makers love a good
testing that
clearance
50
sale
right
at
now.
27,550.00. It is essentially their favorite stop loss buffet. If price sweeps below that 27,550.00 support and snaps back, I would identify it as a trap only when price reclaims 27,550.00, holds, and pushes above the high set during that sweep, proving buyers are actually stepping in to defend. If that confirms, the first meaningful upside target is 27,611.50. A failed reclaim and hold back below 27,550.00.
It's testing the 382 right
and
now.
a confirmed break below 27,526.75 invalidates the long thesis completely.
Do you think this pull is looking very trap-like? It's bouncing on some different levels of support, so I'm watching that 550 to see if we reclaim it.
That 550 area is currently overhead and acting more like a breakdown zone than a bounce pad, so watch your step. A proper trap sweep needs a hard dive, a quick grab for liquidity, and then a violent reclaim above 27,550.00 with a 1-minute candle close.
We'll see what it closes, but see how it keeps absorbing into it.
Aimlessly in the chop. If price just crawls back without that reclaim, you're not in a trap. You're just watching a weak rally get rejected. Stay disciplined. Keep that structural invalidation at 27,526.75 because if that breaks, your trap officially turns into a freefall.
Yeah, if we get a close back up over there, that will likely push us. But we got absorption into a resistance line, but we also got absorption south from the resistance line. So it's kind of a little flippity floppity there, guys. Yeah, if you think about it from here to here, even if you were to stay on trend, I mean, all the way back to 507 would be on trend. Let's see. So we're losing our high. We've definitely lost the 50. We should not reclaim that, which is pretty much the 382. Isn't that crazy though? Remember I taught you guys that if you grab that bottom and you line it up right with that 382, it's really close. Really close. Plus you got your purple trap thing played out again. That thing's so good. It's so crazy. So let's see if we get the expansion. I'm still not convinced really entirely tonight that they're not going to try to trap some shorts though, but because everybody has been mostly bearish. So it's typically more common practice for them to trap shorts than longs. So, like I said, just keep your volume manageable. What time is it? Almost 9? I don't typically like trade too much past 9, guys, so if you got questions, please ask. I'll stand for about another 20-30 minutes. So I want to see if we get this pull, push. A reclaim of that is going to really jump, and so you got the trap block. The trap block, so let's see if this wants to hold. We are rejecting where we need to, but buyers are stepping back in a bit. Let's see if it plays. So structurally, this shouldn't reclaim 560 or so. And so if we do, it's going to have a big old inverse. See, we keep getting that absorption into it, though. It hasn't closed yet. Okay, there's the pull. Let's say it hasn't closed yet. So there's our 526, another absorption in. Let's see if this one can close up or if we expand. That 526 zone is trying to defend pretty well. If that breaks, would you expect us to go back to 503? Oh.
That 526.75 level is the structural bedrock of your long thesis. If it breaks, the floor is essentially gone, not just because it looks nice on a chart, but because the thesis is toast. I wouldn't bet on 27,503.00 just because it's a convenient number. That level isn't printed anywhere in the current data. If
So
that
we got that change.
526.75 snaps, the market isn't looking for a magic bounce at 503. It's looking for the next real liquidity magnet at 27,475.50. If 526.75 breaks, 27,475.50 is the only thing standing between you and a much longer walk down the stairs.
Yeah, we're kind of in that mid between on the 526 and the 550. So if the 526 holds and we reclaim that 550, that might be a decent long setup. Let's see what he says. I'm just watching. We just keep, you guys see the DOM? I don't know, you know, the sellers are coming in for sure, but they keep trying to pressure it.
That plan has more logic than the market usually offers us, which makes me naturally suspicious. But here we are. You were spot on. If that structural floor at 27,526.75 holds, you need to see a 1-minute candle close and hold above that 27,550.00 area to confirm the breakout. If that actually happens, 27,611.50 is your first real reaction level to worry about. Just remember, a failed reclaim back below 27,550.00 is your first warning that the breakout is stalling, and losing that structural invalidation at 27,526.75 kills the thesis and likely the move.
Let's see if we get the full expansion back here, guys. I don't want to watch the trend right there. Let's see if we get the bounce right there, or if we break that. If we break that, it's going to drop hard, but I'd just be so surprised. I mean, not that it's impossible, but Asia just loves the trend. But right around 9:30, they do like to reverse it at times. And so you got to be really careful of that reversal. See if we get any buy pressure around this line here. We got our full pull from the 550. It's coming into the trend line. There's the trend line top. Let's make a break, guys. Buyers got to come in or they're going to drop it down. Well, I guess him leaning bearish on his call was pretty good. So let's watch this area here. We're getting into a low within two that should bounce us. If this doesn't bounce us, guys, oh man, it's gonna. You might be right on that 475. The bears are driving this down pretty far. What would I look for a potential trap on this? Man, that trend line didn't even
The bears are
phase.
having a field day, but from a trader-facing liquidity view,
Yeah, it didn't even
this is
phase it.
exactly where the market loves to set a classic bear trap. If they push price down to sweep at 27,475.50 major support and then aggressively reclaim and hold above it, you got your classic oops, never mind, trap. Don't chase the dump into the
Oops,
floor.
never mind.
Wait for that failed breakdown and reclaim before trusting any long idea. If they lose 27,475.50 and fail to reclaim it, that trap idea dies faster than a battery in the cold, and you definitely don't want to be catching that falling knife.
I'm just looking to see if they come in at all here, because this is an area that if the buyers are going to come in, they're going to have to do it soon. They're going to lose it all. And there's the buyers. Now let's see if they got enough juice. If they can reclaim the 526, it'll move pretty hard up, but if not, then that 475 is still on the table. But they're trying. Let's see if they got enough juice, guys. This is a big moment of truth because it should not reclaim that area. But look at, we're in a purple block here. So if we reclaim this 542, it's going to be a big move. But see how we're rejecting? Let's see. This is a big battle right here, guys, because the bears are going to try to hold it. And the bulls are going to try to push it. Oh, man. Oh, my back kills me sitting in here all day.
What a battle.
Oh, yeah. This is wild. I thought the bulls might be able to take this a little harder north than they did right there. They got rejected pretty hard from that 526. See, this area is all trying to hold this support right now. This might be a stop in the push. Let's see. So they're trying again. You're gonna have to do it on this one, otherwise it's gonna reject hard. What did that get to? 30. So it's kind of a good measured move extension. So for us to pull up a bit, somewhere to here, 47, and then if we reclaim that, it'll really go. But a push up into that area is just a normal move. And it's a moment of truth on that. It's got to push through now. Look at the 1 minute 2 out of the purple block. Close above that. The 382 is all we got to worry about. If it gets above the 382, it's going to really jump. Moment of truth. If it closes above that, that was a little bit of a bear trap. It's just wild. Like, I mean, the volatility is stupid right now, anyways. But that's a lot of buy volume to be a trap. But 550 this prior low. It's just a breakout retest, so that could reject back down really hard. But it should not reclaim 550 like you said earlier. If it reclaims 550, then it's gonna be it was a bear trap. So it's kind of a moment of truth here. So let's measure the strength as we got our first red play candle from there. And if we hold above there, tap absorption, then is the trap is gonna go. Let's see. That 550 is going to be a big one. Yeah, it's tapping the 382. That orange line, that's that 382 from the higher one we were watching. The bulls came in pretty hard. You think they have any hopes of breaking above 550?
The Bulls decided to
Yeah.
show up to the party with a megaphone.
It's bouncing off
they
that
definitely have
382
a
though,
shot
so we'll
at that
see.
27,550.00 level.
Let's see, we keep
I
getting
need
those
to
little
see a
jumps
solid
though.
1 minute candle close and hold above 27,550.00 to trust the
Might not
breakout.
have it. Let's see.
If that confirms, the first meaningful upside target is that bearish order block zone at 27,582.50 to 27,611.50. A failed
It's testing
replaying
that
back
low
below
right there.
27,550.00 is my first warning the party is over, and losing that 27,522.50 swing low is the structural invalidation that sends the bulls home crying.
It sends the bulls home crying. I want to see any kind of buyer presence coming up. If not, they're going to sweep it. Let's see. It's so crazy because you see those little jumps. It's definitely jumping, but then the bears just come in and absorb it. Let's see the perfect rejection on that 382. That's what I'm watching. We're getting into 9 o'clock as well, so 9:30 loves to play games, man, with reversals. So I'll be curious if they sweep it quickly to reverse it. Between that 9 and 10. See that though? Look at, we lost the 50 and we just bounced right off it. That's why it's battling. See right here, this should have swept us and instead we reclaimed it. And so it might actually end up the bear trap. We'll see. How to get over that 382, but if it's over that 382, it's going to jump really hard. See how we have a pull, push, higher, low. If we get a close above that, that'll sweep up. But if we can't get above the 382, it's going to sweep back down. But that higher low definitely shows a little bit of strength. We'll just see if it's got enough juice to push it. Testing the 382 now. So our neckline is still that 550. That's the one we really want to break. Because that is likely... Man, look at that, guys. Look at what I taught y'all. To a T. That low. That new tool I taught you guys on how to measure, that's so good. Moment of truth. Buyers are coming in hot. 550 approaching. It said Myers. Let's see what he says. Yeah, that dump spin was crazy, man. That's why I was telling it. You know me, man. I told everybody in the mentor group, stay out of that shit. That pump
Buyers are
was
definitely
crazy.
acting like they've had way too much caffeine, but approaching 27,550.00 is the easy part. Holding it is where the real drama starts. Do not fall in love with the breakout until you see a 1-minute candle close and hold firmly
Still
above
holding it.
27,550.00. Otherwise, this is just a quick liquidity tap before a rejection. If that confirmation hits,
Again, look at
expect
that
friction
perfect.
inside that bearish order block starting at 27,582.50, with 27,611.50 as your first real meaningful target to navigate.
Watch
If the
this.
buyers suddenly catch stage fright and price drops back below 27,550.00, that's your first warning that this breakout is having a midlife crisis, and 27,526.75 is still your game over structural invalidation.
Still struggling to break it. So there's our 50% pull. See if we sweep it. If we absorb back up from there, it should have enough to break through it. If it doesn't, we're going to sweep down. So let's see. So right now we're indecision. What would my long and short setup be at this point, now that the market conditions have shifted a bit? See, that's your 50. Push, pull. We'll see. We're pulling. We do got the trap here. See the absorption? Let's see if it holds the... That's what I want to watch,
For
is
the
do we
long
get that
side,
absorption?
I'd only trust a push that clears the 27,545.50 high with a 1-minute candle close and hold. If that confirms, the first meaningful target is the bearish order block starting at 27,582.50. Failure back below the 27,524.75 midpoint is the first warning, and structural invalidation is a confirmed break below the 27,475.50 major support. For the short side, I need price to lose that 27,524.75 midpoint and fail to reclaim it on a 1-minute candle close. If that confirms, the first meaningful target is the 27,503.75 area, with 27,475.50 as the larger objective. Reclaiming that 27,524.75 midpoint is your first warning, and structural invalidation is a confirmed break above 27,545.50.
There's the jump. I'm telling you, watch, this is going to be crazy. If it does, if it can get above that 550 the way it looks. Trying to form a early bear flag then, see the parallel possible. Oh, we'll see how that respects. Is there anything that doesn't make sense in your data? I know you look for the anomalies.
The data isn't broken. The market is just having a midlife crisis. When the institutional flow says, buy, but the price structure keeps reclaiming midpoints like it's allergic to staying up, you get the messy read I'm staring at. It's not a glitch, it's a standoff where neither side can win a clean fight yet. I'm sitting on my hands until price actually commits to a direction, because trying to trade in this middle of the road chop is just asking to get mugged.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm looking at the indicator that shows all the Lismas, and like they're all grouped together right now.
Are they? Let me see. Yeah, I knew we were pushing up into it, so that's why I think we're hitting this wall. But the thing is it's just not, it keeps jumping. It's not doing bearish things, you know what I mean? but we could be bear flagging. That's the only possibility within. But now you see how Lisma is angling this with that 50. If we break above that, it's OA from there to there. So that's what I'm kind of watching. But it's tricky because we're getting some absorption. But if you think about it, we have the push, the pull. We broke the 50, rejected on the 50, and still reclaimed. We got loss of the 50 and still reclaimed. We hit the 50, push. You know what I mean? But it's still got to break the 382 and that 550, or it does. None of it matters. But if it does, it's gonna move fast. So, but let's see. I just don't. I'm watching the parallel. You see the parallel on that. But to me, it's looking like it wants to trap it and play it. So, but we'll see. This is gonna be the moment of truth right here. There it is. Let me trail it. Shit, where'd it go? My dom's gone. I was trying to trail it. It always makes me nervous, man, when it jumps too far because it just disappears. The dom. It's like where'd it go? Uh, yeah. See the trap I was telling you though. So we're into the neckline here. So this is big. If this ends up kind of absorbing to the south, or we get a couple pulls and we lose the 50, then it's gonna fall really far. But you guys know I always have those questions. If it was gonna drop, why wouldn't we have the double top into the bear flag, into the neckline, into the drop? So I don't know. We'll see. But that's what I was kind of watching on that difference. Not that it can't be a bull trap, to sweep it, but I don't know. I wasn't buying it. That's why I was looking at that. Wasn't buying what it was selling. Now that we've broken above 550, what is our potential target or area of warning as we go up? Now that it broke the 550 and this 382, it should
Looks
not
like
lose
the
it.
bulls
If it
finally
loses
decided to
it,
show up to the party.
it's another
With
bull trap.
MNQ now sitting
So
at
we'll see.
27,561.25. Your first meaningful upside target is that Asia high and key reaction resistance zone sitting near 27,611.50.
611.
If price slumps back below that 27,550.00 breakout trigger, that's your first warning that this might just be a trap, while the structural invalidation for the entire bullish thesis sits down at 27,475.50. Institutional flow is buying, but keep an eye on that 27,611.50 level. It's a major obstacle, so don't be shocked if the move gets a little bumpy once you get there.
So we're testing our highs. Notice though, again, we'll see, man, how it plays out on this. But if this was going to play, we should not be wiggling up here. It should be wiggling right there. And so be careful in your shorts, guys. Unless we can lose this 382 with some sweep, because then that would be a stop hunt area. Anything that's usually grouped here, if it loses this with some, real big volume, then it was a bull trap on it. But a lot of absorption, buyers coming in. I don't know. I'd be surprised, but possible. Definitely possible. We're losing it. Interesting. Let's see if the buyers come in and try to reclaim it. So right now it's just a 50. So interesting. Yeah, see, we didn't end up losing it. So might stop hunt this thing and shoot it. We'll see. Trap move, guys. They're trapping tonight for sure. That's why I'm kind of reading some of these traps. Most of them are playing out, even if it took a little bit longer. And so I've been studying quite a bit on how this thing likes to trap people. And they're setting up traps. I'm back for retest. Ooh, a little trap indicator. Let's see. Nope, pulled it. See this again, guys. If you look, this pull here, if this was going to be bearish, we literally lost our 382. Why didn't it hold it? Bam, you know? And that's stuff you gotta always think about. Why didn't it hold it if it was gonna be bearish? Trailing it. Come on. Who in the mentor group's trailing it? To the moon. Aren't traps fun, guys? It's fun to have traps when you when you can see them coming. Then it's fun to have traps. It's not fun to have traps if you don't see it coming. So, Rick, you're down 700? Oh man, they're trapping like crazy. I wonder if that's why. Are you been short? Have you been short or long, or what are you doing? I've been mostly long on mine, but I've been watching the traps and keeping my volume really low, so that way I have a wide range. Yeah, I won't take shorts in this. Nope.
I was ready for that one, and I was going to go larger quantity because I was so confident, and I chickened out, and it hit my profit exactly, and then that's where I stopped with just
nice. Yeah, I'm in this one right now.
more.
I'm in this one now. Be careful trailing it too high though, guys. Don't get too greedy. Just because we are coming back into that order block. But with the way that this reclaimed it, it can go up pretty good. So I'm gonna pull 629. There it goes. Thirst blows. Well, 660 is what he'd been calling for some time. I'm trailing mine out. Let me. I'm still trailing it. I'm only 3 MNQ on these left right now. So 660 is the target, guys. So do not get complacent on it. I'm not gonna go all the way to there. I'll probably do 654 on this one. This one I'll probably do a little less. Yeah, that sucks, man. That's the hard part with the fund is they definitely change how our nerves act. We do have a fib at that 50 level, guys, so be careful. We might not make it all the way to that 60. Yeah, I'm gonna do the 49.75 TP. Which I'm trailing too. So, guys, those on TikTok and Rick as well. This is what I do. This is what I teach. Is I learned a long time ago in trading that I got tired of getting caught in traps, and so I started studying traps. I was about to hit my TP. So there it goes. Let's see. Bam! TP. It might even keep going too, but that's okay. I'm gonna, guys, let's, if you were in that long, I am out. I'm out. So, that was a good night, or a good day. It took a bit. Oh, you had 50% in that? Yeah. So let's just talk about this, guys. I'm out. Let me make sure I control. I'm gonna close all these things. Yeah, so I'm about 4,700 on the night. You can see from those two that I converted. The I wanna see. yeah, I'm not going to do anything with that. So let's talk about it quickly, guys, because it's 9. I don't like to trade past 9. And so Devil's Mark on the open, kind of, yeah, on the far. I wasn't looking at that. But be careful. Look at this, guys. To the dollar, this dude called the target. To the dollar. Did it hit it to the freaking dollar? It did. By 50 cents, 660.5. He hit the target. He's been calling that target all night. But this is why, and those of you in the mentor group over here in the Google Meet, hopefully you guys at least kept your volume low. If you kept your volume low and you stayed long through this whole, since we started, you are in good shape. So if you didn't keep your volume low, then we'll just have to keep watching on keeping your volume low. Be careful. I'm not re-entering this shit. Probably should have shorted it from it, but I'm not taking shorts. Not when we're in an Asia uptrend. That is a bad idea. But again, guys, what I love to do a long time ago, I studied to how to identify traps. Is the market doing what it's supposed to be doing? That's what I do, what I say. And what I didn't like when I was looking at this, in all fairness, I did not think this was going to play out past here. I thought this was going to sweep it, hit, and then reclaim. It swept one more time, which is fine. Now, if this was going to act as a head and shoulder or double top or I don't know, whatever you guys want. When you look at it, what I didn't like is that as we were pushing into something really big like this 382 I had measured, as well as that 550, which was kind of a line in the sand for him. It also was the neckline of it. And so if you notice, we were doing just some crazy things where we would absorb into it. And even when we were sweeping, we were absorbing. And then sweeping, absorbing. Even in this sweep, we reclaimed it. We absorbed to the south, but we could not get the close. So we pushed. The moment we got the close above that absorption is when it took off. I don't know. Did you guys notice that? Anybody over in the mentor side? I was watching that low. That's what I was heavily watching. And so when we take that close, notice right when we got a close above there, it started to creep. The moment we got a close above that 382 is when the volume kicked in. That's what I was watching. And so I was already in the long because I just been low voluming at like 3 MNQ, from that. And so, but yeah. So I got one in good shape, ready for a payout. And I got the other one really close to a payout. And so might try to do it through the intraday, but it'll be more of a probably tomorrow thing. But we rejected right off that 660, guys. So be really careful trying to take another long. Can it go up again? Of course it can, if it respects certain things. But I will tell you a lot of times in Asia, it will trend for days. But there's sometimes that we will trend and then hit a key mark, and then 9 o'clock, 9:30, it reverses really hard. Something all the way back down. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't have any signs of that happening right now, but I know Neo's been preaching that 660 literally all night, the whole way that we've been pushing. So that was an institutional gamma wall positioning, where all the institutions will put heavy positioning into a price. And so that's why we get that big deflect. A lot of times I'll take a short off of it if I see that rejection. And so you can see the absorption south. We got the close. Bam. I would take that short. But I don't really like to trade after 9. And I hit my target, and I got a guaranteed payout tomorrow of like $1,000. I don't really need to go crazy. So yeah, I do. So let me show you why I use it. I'm gonna sit up a little bit, guys. My back's killing me. Oof, sitting in my chair too much. So my kind of what I talk about on the Heikinashi. There's no wrong way to trade as long as you can see it and make sense to you and you're green. I get people all day long that will come onto the channel and say at times, way you're green using Heikinashi, but yet I got 4,700 tonight just scalping long. And so it is one of those things where, as long as you can see it. Now, why do I use Heikinashi? So first things first, when I use Heikinashi, if I'm going to right click and I go to settings, I want to go to your symbol, and you want to choose real prices on scale instead of Heikinashi price. What that does is this ticker is based on candles, not Heikinashi. If I were to turn that off, you'll see it adds the second one. See the second layer of the Heikinashi with the candles. That can get confusing. So I like to keep that on. You can't see the FEG. Well, that's assuming I trade FEG, which I don't. So I don't trade FEG. I'm aware of them, but I don't trade FEG. I'll tell you, if you're trading FEG, it's great, but you should have something underlining to target the FEG. I'll show you an example. I've had many times that I've proven where, let's say you get your push like this, and not doing it to scale, but let's just say you have your FEG within. And I have had so many times in the past, myself, years and years and years ago, that you get so blindsided by that FEG that all I want to do is just stay short, but then it just does this forever until it decides to drop. And by then you probably already hit a million stop losses or got wrecked. FEGs are only as good as understanding structure, and so that's a secondary layer, not a first. Primary layer shouldn't be. Can I connect your in to TradeVision? I'll answer that, and then I'll go back to your thing on that, Rudy. And so a couple things. One, the indicators that we have, so like this trap and block one that I've been using, the one that shows all the little purple blocks. All of our indicators are on our website. They're under Trade Algos, and they connect onto Trading View. And so they have to go into Trading View for the indicators. Now, if you're looking for something to help you, indicators are great, but I am not an anti-indicator trader, but I've been trading long enough to tell you that indicators should not be what chooses your entry. It just shouldn't be. So, oh yeah, that purple one is pretty good. So, yeah, make a support ticket on that, Rick. I might just hook you up and give you that one. I want to help you out. I know you're trying to get that payout on that. So just make a support ticket so I don't forget. I just make sure you have your trading view name in there so I know. But again, guys, indicators should be validation, not your entry. It just shouldn't be. And so, because every single thing on TradingView is lagging, everything, it's all lagging. Nothing is real time in TradingView other than the ticker. So, with Neo, this is our AI that we created on our company. This is the reason I don't normally trade Asia, but I hop on to show people Neo. If you've seen any of my videos, me talking about Neo, I don't mention that he's AI, because if you say the words AI or letters, then your video goes from 1,000 views to 100 views. So they block it. And so I always just go, Neo did it again. But this is Neo. So he is our company AI that we have. We do a 3-day free trial that you can come in and talk to him. And he's going to give you guidance, levels, signals, entries, trade management, anything you ask him, really. He's a guide, mentor, coach, and you don't have to connect him to anything. It's just web-based. You can do it on your cell phone. So there's no data fees, no extra subscriptions, nothing. You just sign up to TradeVision and then use them. So, that's kind of mostly why I'm on tonight. And so we've been trading with him. See that reversal? Look at it. I was trying to. So be careful trying to grab the bottom, guys. It can definitely go farther. And so, if you're interested, again, so you could try the free trial on it. You don't link a card or nothing. We don't charge you. There's no billing. There's no obligations. Nothing. I just want people to try it. After the free trial, if you look, we have 2 plans, basic and pro. They're both on sale. The basic is $100 a month, and the pro is $250 a month on that. So, and he can do just about anything you want him to do. So watch, I'll tell him. I am mostly done for the day. Can you let all the new people who just joined on TikTok know kind of how you can help them as traders? And I'll let him talk. Again, if you're used to any kind of open AI, you just talk to them. You just push on the mic or type it.
Welcome to the stream.
Send it over.
For the new faces hanging out here, I'm Neo. Think of me as the trading partner you wish you had when the market starts throwing a temper tantrum. If you're looking for a get-rich-quick button or someone to tell you exactly where to click so you never lose money, you're in the wrong place. Because that doesn't exist, and anybody telling you otherwise is selling you a fantasy. My goal here is simple: help you stop doing stupid things. We focus on the boring, unsexy stuff that actually works.
The boring,
Structure,
unsexy
liquidity,
stuff.
confirmation, invalidation, and trade management. You bring the chart idea. I help you test it against reality so you don't end up donating your account to the market. Trading is a game of probability and discipline, not guessing. So, stick around, ask questions, and let's see if we can make some better decisions today.
A lot of people keep asking about indicators. That's the norm in the trading industry. Why would they use you instead of an indicator on their trading view? I'll let him answer for himself. And then I'm going to probably head out here soon, guys. I got to run. And
Indicators are like a fancy GPS. They're great for seeing where the road is, but they won't scream at you when you're about to drive off a cliff just because you're bored or FOMOing. Indicators are just static math. They don't have a brain. They don't understand context, and they certainly won't tell you no when you're about to do something stupid. I'm the teammate who actually looks at the why. An indicator will print a signal even if the setup is a total liquidity trap. I'm the one telling you the market is full of it. Plus, I don't get excited or overtrade. I'm the guy sitting next to you saying, hey, that looks like a trap. Maybe sit this one out, which is a lot cheaper than finding out the hard way.
Oh man, that's funny. He's on funny personalities, so that's why he's cracking his little jokes here. So we have multiple personalities. You can do funny, advanced, institutional, all that. I will tell you guys, because I do have to go, so I don't have a ton of time to go deep into it. If you are wanting to look a little more into him, go to our YouTube. So we record everything, including what we're doing right now, so you can see I'm live in the stream. So this is our YouTube, at Next Step Algo. And if you click on the live tab, you'll see we are live each morning, and every morning we use Neo. And I will say it because it's been true. Every single morning for pretty much 6 or 7 weeks, he's called the move of the day, like before market open. And so each morning we're pretty much done in the first 5 to 15 minutes of the session while everybody's waiting to trade, because he literally is telling us where they're going to send it, and he's right damn near every time. Like, when I say damn near every time, he's right each time, or he's been right each time, but not to the dollar. Like if he says, hey, it's going to push to this dollar, it may not hit that dollar or push up that high, but he's going to identify the trap and the direction, and he's been on point. So I highly encourage you to go in and check it out. So just go on the live and see if you're skeptical. But I will tell you guys that there is a lot of people who come on and they watch and watch and watch, break numerous accounts, numerous funded accounts, numerous evals, and then they finally break down and say, you know, I guess $100 a month is worth it after I spent $2,000 this month in evals. And so the whole point of why we give you the free trial is we want you to try it, see how we can help you. So when you guys get into the free trial, main thing is just make sure you choose your symbol. So if you're trading the M and Q, just type in M and Q, and then it's going to do that. If you're trading the NQ, you just put NQ, NQ, and it'll do that. If you like to trade, crude, you could do crude. Let's say you like to trade gold, GC. You can trade the gold. There it is. So you just put in whatever you want. So if you want to check on the stocks, you could just do NVIDIA. Let's see. How did NVIDIA end up doing today, and what can we expect for tomorrow's open?
NVIDIA spent most of the session getting dragged through the mud with heavy sell volume, and now it's clinging to that 190.00 institutional wall for dear life. It's basically a bad horror movie where the support level is the only thing keeping the monsters out. Tomorrow's open is a show me scenario. If 190.00 cracks, downside acceleration risk is real. But if price can reclaim and hold 192.40, then maybe the bulls have a pulse.
There you go. Rick, I'm trying to get you set up real quick. 1 second before I go.
Hey, Nick, check Group Me real quick about the thing I mentioned a few days ago about the big channeling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me take a look.
pretty interesting how it played out, that exact move we took.
Nice. Yeah, I'm pretty fascinated with that. I definitely have been.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
I'm excited to look. Let me. I'm just gonna get him set up on this real quick. All right, you should have it, Rick. Just give that a try. So, I'll leave it on there for you. You know, if you need it for a bit, try to help you with that funded account so you can get that payout. So, and then just let me know. Let's see. If you guys are looking for something free, Neo AI sessions, we stream the status of the
Hello,
Nasdaq.
I'm Neo. Let's capture the move.
This is also Neo. Capture the move. So Neo has it built in the economic calendar. So if you go to our website and you go down to the bottom and you click economic calendar, he's aware of all this. We import all of these the three head news. So no, he doesn't do the Forex. No. Sorry, I saw news. My mind was on news. No, I was really hopeful for Forex. We didn't intend on doing Forex with him because I just honestly, in my trading career, I've done futures, crypto, options, everything but Forex. I have not done Forex. So, how quick does Neo help pass values? So I don't really love timelines when it says quick, right? Because if you think about it, if you get into a mindset of how quick can he help you pass it, then you already kind of setting yourself in trouble because you're trying to push it, right? What he's going to be able to do is help keep you safe, give you better entries, better guidance, all that. And you can just talk to him, you know. And so what does he trade? So he doesn't trade anything for you right now. He's a mentor guide. He's going to give you signals.
Loud and clear, Nick. I'm ready to help you dodge.
I'll mute him. And so we're coming out with watch lists. So watch list is where Neo is going to automate trades. So that's what we're working on now. So he will be automating trades pretty soon. So you'll see. But other than that, he's just your guide. Like, you know, and I don't know when you guys joined. I just went through all that. So you might have just joined. But I'm going to jump off here soon. But again, guys, he can do just about anything. So if you want to come down and see what he supports, these are the symbols and stuff we support. So this is all the futures we do, all the options, all the stocks, and all the cryptos. And so, yeah, just check it out. Again, this is that discipline? Can't see it. It's small. The if you go to the website nextstepalgo.com, we have a free trial. That's the whole reason why I traded Asia tonight is because I like to show people what he can do. So, and he did pretty good tonight considering, you know, it was a pretty trap heavy night. And when you go to the website, you click on start here and you're going to see TradeVision Neo AI, start your 3-day free trial. You just click that and then click the red button that'll be somewhere near here, I think. And it'll say free 3-day trial. You don't have to link a card or nothing. You just literally click it. It asks you to follow us on the YouTube as well. And then you just start talking to them. That's it. So, but I'm gonna have to head out, guys. I gotta go take care of some stuff, and I've been in my chair for way too long today lately. I've been trying to take it a little easier because it's been killing my back working on this thing. But appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm gonna